Hi everybody, welcome to Shivers Speaks. For our Artist of the Month, we are highlighting Rob Zombie for the month of August. Rob Zombie, born Robert Bartlett Cummings in January 12, 1965, is an American singer, songwriter, record producer, filmmaker, and actor. His music and lyrics are notable for their horror and sci-fi themes, and his live shows have been praised for their elaborate shock rock theatricality. Zombie was the oldest son of Louise and Robert Cummings. His younger brother Michael uses the stage name Spider One and was the lead singer of Powerman 5000, which was a very popular band back in the 90s. Growing up, Rob Zombie had a fascination with horror films and always wanted to be Alice Cooper, Steven Spielberg, Bela Lugosi, and Stan Lee. Zombie's parents worked at a carnival, and in 1977, when he was 12, his parents chose to leave after a riot broke out at the carnival and tents were set on fire. He said the experience, quote, "Everybody's pulling out guns and you could hear guns going off. I remember this one guy we knew, he was telling us where to go, and some guy just ran up to him and hit him in the face with a hammer, just busted his face wide open. My parents packed up really quickly and we took off." He later elaborated, "I think someone just got ripped off for a lot of money on the gambling tents and they came back later and set the tents on fire, and it turned into this big riot. It was super violent and crazy, and I think that was when my parents were like, you know what, we might be able to find something better. Because me and my brother were in the middle of all of this. Things are on fire, people beating the crap out of each other, etc." Zombie graduated from Haverhill High School in 1983 and moved to New York City, where he began attending Parsons School of Design. There he started his band White Zombie with a few classmates. He took the stage name Rob Zombie from Bela Lugosi's 1932 horror film White Zombie, which he also took White Zombie's band name. The name first shows up on White Zombie's 1989 EP God of Thunder. He had previously used the name Rob Straker while on White Zombie's LPs Soul Crusher and Make Them Die Slowly albums. In 1996, he made Rob Zombie his legal name. White Zombie released a remix album that year, marking their final release before their eventual disbandment. Work on Zombie's debut solo album began in 1997, before the band had officially broken up. For the album, Zombie worked with numerous artists, including Charlie Clouser of Nine Inch Nails fame and former White Zombie bandmate John Tempesta. The album was a commercial success, debuting at number 5 on Billboard 200 with first week sales of 121,000 copies. The album's first week sales topped that of his prior albums with White Zombie. Hellbilly Deluxe went on to become Zombie's highest selling album to date, with sales exceeding 3 million copies in the United States. The album was influenced by classic horror films, with numerous songs on the album containing samples and quotes from some of Zombie's favorite horror movies. The album spawned 3 singles, all of which charted on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Tracks chart. Numerous songs from the album were used in films and video games, mainly in the horror genre. He composed the original score for the video game Twisted Metal 3, which released in 1998, and designed a haunted attraction for Universal Studios in 1999, which was later deemed instrumental in reviving the Halloween Horror Nights annual attraction. It was during that time that Zombie began working with the studio on his directorial debut, a film titled House of a Thousand Corpses. The project began filming in May of 2000, with a scheduled release date the following year, though the studio ultimately canceled its release due to violent themes present through the film. Following years of struggling to find a distributor and various reshoots, Zombie confirmed that his film House of a Thousand Corpses would finally be released through Lionsgate Entertainment. The film was released theatrically on April 11, 2003. The film received a generally negative reception from critics, though it grossed over $16 million worldwide. The film was criticized for being too grotesque and violent, but since has garnered a cult following. Despite vastly negative reviews, the film garnered a warmer reception in later years, and is frequently listed as one of the best horror films ever made. Zombie's second film, The Devil's Rejects, serves as a direct sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses, and was released on July 22, 2005. The film featured a more violent Western film theme as opposed to the horror aspects of its predecessor. The film received a much more positive reception than its predecessor, though was still criticized for its violence and material. He created an album that coincided with the film called The Devil's Rejects and went on to win a number of awards for it. Zombie opted to focus on his career as a director in 2007, following the release of his third studio album a year prior. It was confirmed in 2006 that Zombie has signed on to write and direct a remake of horror classic Halloween. The film went on to become Zombie's highest grossing film to date. In 2009, Zombie went back to music and released his fourth solo album. He created a comic book and movie for the Lords of Salem based on a previous song of his in 2011, and in 2012 he went on his first solo world tour. He created the film 31 through crowdfunding in 2014 and went on tour with Marilyn Manson for his sixth studio album in 2016. He went on another tour with Marilyn Manson in 2018 and created his final film to follow The House of a Thousand Corpses, 3 from Hell, in 2019. He's featured his wife Sherry Moon Zombie in all of his films and has been married to her since Halloween of 2002. That is the summary of Rob Zombie. Since 2019, he's been working on new music and new movies. He hasn't done any more writing for comic books or for books in general. So I think within the next couple of years, or maybe even by this Halloween, we can expect to see something new, either music or movie ideas from Rob Zombie. I know for me, I have to be in a specific mood to watch those types of movies, but I do really love 31. I think it's a great movie. I absolutely love it. In general, that is the summary of Rob Zombie. So thank you for listening. Let me know what kind of fun fact about Rob Zombie really stuck out to you. And as always, thanks for listening.